Next on ABC7's Good Morning El Paso Weekend, our newsroom staying on top of local breaking news overnight, including a water rescue and a serious crash that leaves at least one person dead. And more details still coming in this morning about a deadly restaurant attack in Bangladesh, with an international terror group now claiming responsibility. And a major change for some people's tuition to New Mexico State, as some people up in arms, even as exchange rates have made getting an education more difficult. Now, Storm Track weather, Stephen.
I have some awesome viewer photos of last night's storms, and I'll have a look ahead at the 4th of July forecast.
This is all the news you need to start your Saturday, July 2nd. ABC7's Good Morning El Paso Weekend starts right now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso Weekend.
Well, good morning, El Paso, and thank you for joining us. I'm Andrew J. Polk. The Texas Department of Public Safety says at least one person is dead after an overnight crash. Happened at I-10 East at the Tornillo exit. Details are limited at this time, but here's what we know so far. The crash involved a semi-trailer and at least one other vehicle. We are working to confirm how many vehicles exactly were involved in that crash. State troopers also have not confirmed how many people were injured in the crash. We'll be updating you throughout this newscast and online at KVIA.com as we get more info. And ABC7 is working to find out more information about a water rescue in Favens. The El Paso Sheriff's Office deputies were called to the 800 block of Northeast Facet at Alameda around 8 last night. Our round-the-clock news team was there as deputies were searching for a possible body. But around midnight, crews still had no body. No word yet on if there are any updates so far this morning. And after a 10-hour standoff, officials say 20 hostages are dead. Bangladeshi forces stormed an upscale Dhaka restaurant to end a hostage-taking by a heavily armed group of militants late last night. They end up killing 6 of the attackers and rescuing 13 captives. Officials say 20 of the 35 people were taken hostage were foreigners. A Bangladesh general says they recovered explosive devices and, quote, sharp weapons on the scene. One witness says the attack was something they would never expect.
This is a very high-end area it's a diplomatic area, so something like no organization's been like organized well enough to pull off something like this before. So everyone's shocked. Like it's going to affect our way of life because we're going to be too afraid to go out anymore because we're not like a lot of Middle Eastern countries. We actually this isn't an everyday occurrence for us. So something like this it's shocked everyone.
ISIS has already claimed responsibility for the attack. And police have not confirmed if a person in custody is the suspect who allegedly stabbed a Las Cruces man last night. Police say the man was taken to the Mountain View Regional Medical Center in critical condition. Las Cruces police say it all happened at an apartment around 7:30 on the 1900 block of West Picacho. Police say the two got into a fight when the suspect stabbed a 46-year-old man multiple times and took off on foot. Police tell our New Mexico Mobile newsroom they arrested someone about a mile north of the alleged stabbing, but again, it's not confirmed if that is the suspect. And police say a man is in the hospital with serious injuries after he was attacked by another man with a shovel. Police say the two men got into a fight in an apartment complex on the 8700 block of Norton around 4 Friday morning. We're told a 41-year-old man allegedly used the shovel to attack the 52-year-old victim. This is video from our round-the-clock news crew. During the fight, the suspect allegedly displayed a handgun but didn't fire the weapon. Police say he is in custody and charges are pending. But so getting to our Storm Track weather now, let's get your first forecast with Storm Track meteorologist Stephen Decatur. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Andrew. It's starting off pretty cool out there today with that rain-cooled air around. Temperatures in the lower 70s in El Paso, middle 60s in Las Cruces and surrounding areas. So it's pretty comfortable out there to start today. Temperatures are going to be warming up, though. Here's a look at those rainfall totals we saw yesterday. You can see in El Paso officially nothing, but many of the suburbs and surrounding areas did pick up rain. Las Cruces picked up some rain, Deming as well. Silver City, the big winner, at 0.38 inches of rain. Some locations in and around El Paso picked up even more than that, though. It just all depended on where you were as to how much rain you picked up. Now, there is a chance of rain today, not nearly as big as it was yesterday, though. You can see as we head throughout the morning, 78 at 9 a.m., 94 by 4 p.m. this afternoon, so a bit warmer than yesterday. We topped out at 89 degrees thanks to that cloud cover. Now, there is a 20% chance of rain today, but it's only a 20% chance, so it looks like those storms will be isolated. Andrew?
All right, thanks, Stephen. Check back in just a bit. Going to some other breaking news this morning, we have reports of a water main break at a busy intersection out in Socorro. El Paso Water Utility spokesman Carlos Lopez says Socorro Road is closed this morning at Americas Avenue. Lopez says a 40-inch line burst, but no customers are impacted. Crews arrived around 4:45 this morning and are working to repair the line. The estimated time could be more than 12 hours to get it all fixed. And it's a big decision many of our viewers are not happy with. But for students just across the border, it could be great news. On Tuesday, New Mexico State University approved a new tuition rate for students who come from Mexico. The resolution states students from Mexico will pay 1.5% more than New Mexico students starting this fall. The tuition rate for qualifying Mexican students will be about half the rate for out-of-state students, or about $4,600 a semester. That's for full-time students. ABC7 looked into what students would pay in tuition compared to 2006. We got this from KVIA.com currency. As you can see, back in July of 2006, it took 10 pesos to equal $1 US. 5 years later, we started to see the drop. In 2011, 11.5 pesos to the dollar. Now, more than 18 pesos to the dollar. So if the peso was as strong now as it was 10 years ago, a tuition of $4,600 US would mean about 46,000 pesos. Now it's just under 83,000 pesos, meaning that the cost of education for students in Mexico has nearly doubled due to the exchange rate, and these students play an important role in El Paso's economy. El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez are tightly knit, but not everyone can study anywhere in the Borderplex. Some have turned to tricking the system to try to get their college education. ABC7's Julio Cesar Chavez continues our complete coverage.
I live here in Mexico with my parents, and I cross every day to go to my classes.
This student asked us to not identify her because what she's doing is, well, not quite right. She was born in El Paso but is not a Texas resident, so she doesn't qualify for in-state tuition at either UTEP or NMSU. Instead, she uses a relative's address in El Paso as her own to skirt the regulations. The cost is another obstacle she's managed to overcome.
My parents can't even afford it. Like, if I didn't have the financial aid, they wouldn't be able to afford it.
While the tuition decrease for Mexican students won't help everyone,
for me, it would be the same because I'm asking for loans and stuff like that.
For some, it's the answer they've been waiting for. Another Mexican student I contacted on Facebook told me he's transferring from UTEP to NMSU to follow his dream of studying animation.
And that was Julio Cesar Chavez reporting. Some Mexican students who have wanted to study at NMSU have turned to UTEP and its Paso program, which allows qualifying Mexican students to pay in-state tuition. Of course, don't forget to pick up your copy of the El Paso Ink this weekend. This week only at El Paso Ink, while El Paso is buying a 25,000-acre ranch in Del City, not for the land, but for the water beneath it. And what's next for the Cincinnati Entertainment District as storefronts fill up again and the city plans upgrades. Also get a first look at the new La Villita development where Whole Foods will open this fall. El Paso Ink is online at KVIA.com and available for home and business delivery. Call the number there at the bottom of your screen, 534-4422 to subscribe. And this 4th of July, the Animal Services Center of the Mesilla Valley is asking for pet owners to keep their animals safe by getting them microchipped. ABC7's Josie Ortegon has more from our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom.
I'm supposed to be the best animal owner in the community, and I felt I failed. And, you know, how can I really go out in public and say I lost my own dog?
Dr. Beth Vesco-Mock, director of the Animal Services Center of the Mesilla Valley, found herself desperately looking for her family dog, Adobe, who jumped her family's 6-foot fence last week.
I kind of put myself in these other people's, shoes.
Thanks to the power of social media, he was found.
Luckily, someone saw him and knew that someone else had found him.
But she says her experience drives home the point about how easy it is for animals to wander off. That's why the center is holding microchipping clinics for the next 2 weekends. Once an animal is chipped, it's registered for years and can be reunited if they get lost. With the 4th of July weekend coming up, she says it's even more important that pet owners get their pets taken care of.
One year we had 21 animals returned to their owners on July 5th.
The service, which only takes moments, will cost $10. Dr. Vesco Mock says it's a cost well worth it to ensure your pets get home safe.
I don't care who you are. I don't care how much you love your animal. I don't care how well behaved your animal is. If they see a squirrel, they're going to go after that squirrel.
In Las Cruces with our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom, Josie Ortagon, ABC 7.
And if you'd like more information on microchipping and registering services in Doña Ana County, we have the contact information right now on KVIA.com. Just look for it in the top stories section. And if you have pets, make sure to take care of them this holiday weekend. Here are some tips from Animal Services. Keep pets indoors. Turn on background noise like a radio or TV to help mask the fireworks noise. Make sure pets have a collar with ID tags or that microchip to help find the pet in case of a runaway. And if you have to be outside, make sure to keep your pets on a leash at all times. We have more July 4th coverage on our website, including places where you can watch some fireworks. Just visit our website, KVIA.com. The borderland skies are likely to be filled with fireworks this weekend. But coming up on Good Morning El Paso weekend, just how much work goes into putting on those spectacular shows, and how much does it cost? ABC 7 got an inside tour. And later, residents in Thornillo say their town has turned into a junkyard. The reason parked cars along many streets are now becoming a safety concern. It is 8:11 right now, taking a live look at traffic this morning. I-10 to Missouri, a few cars out there moving along just fine. I-10 and Brown, same story. A fair bit of traffic for the start of your Saturday holiday weekend, but no major problems to report. Things moving along just fine along all of I-10. In any case, we do have that one traffic alert down in Socorro for that water main break that we're keeping an eye on. But again, I-10 moving along fine. I-10 in Copia, again, no problems. And storm track weather, Stephen.
Well, rain chances will remain in the forecast today, but they are dwindling. I'll have more details coming up next.
You're watching ABC 7, where news comes first.